Hi everybody, and welcome to the World Institute on Disabilities Equity video series. I'm Alex.
And I'm Tom.
And today we are going to talk about retirement.
Woohoo!
So Tom, why is retirement important?
Well, when we look at the statistics in the United States, we're really noticing that people aren't prepared for retirement. So there's a number of steps you can take to make sure that your retirement is well funded. And we think people with disabilities, just like everybody else, should be prepared for retirement, and we'll even argue better prepared than most.
That's right. Well, first, one of the main options that people think about when they look at retirement is Social Security. And Social Security is a fund that's there to provide money to people over 62 years old. And the problem with Social Security is that the fund is running out. Now, as of January 2015, the average amount that people got was $13.28 per month, but it's looking like that might go down or it's in danger. See, the number of workers to the number of people getting benefits, the ratio just keeps on dropping, all the way from 3.9, and they're looking at probably 2.4 by 2040. So it's been tweaked in the past, but it's important to be prepared otherwise.
Exactly. 10,000 people a day are turning 65 and retiring out of the workforce. So that's fewer people to support those on Social Security. So first of all you millennials out there, go have lots of kids. And secondly, it's really important to save for retirement. Because, the average retirement income, $1,300 a month, is not going to sort of get it done. One of the stats that Social Security has come out with is that nearly half of couples in the United States spend 90% of their Social Security check on their housing. So that doesn't leave a lot of money left over for other things in retirement. So a couple of things you can do is, really pay off any housing-related expenses. For those of you that own a home, make sure that you pay that mortgage off before we get to retirement. And there's a number of other things that we can do as well. Okay, so one of the big secrets about retirement planning is starting early and taking advantage of compound interest. Because we know with compound interest, money will accumulate almost magically over time, and by starting early, you have more time to let that money compound. So Alex, you had a great example of this.
Yeah, well, let's say the way the compound interest works is if you have a certain interest return of, say, 6% a year, you start out with $1 and then it's $1.06 the next year, and then the next year that grows by 6% to, say, $1.12, which is right about where it is. Now, if you have someone that's planning for retirement and they start early, say a 16-year-old, first job, puts away $100 a month, all the way until he's 26, just for 10 years, that amount that he's put in every year, by the time he hits 65, will have grown to $162,000. If someone decides to start later, it won't have as much of an impact because it won't have compounded over so much time. Someone starts at 40, they go to 65, those 25 years of $100 a month only goes to about $70,000. And if someone does it over the course of their entire working career, say all the way from 16 to 65, that same $100 a month, it would be $350,000. So it really makes a big difference when you start. Now, Tom, management fees are kind of the dark side of compound interest, aren't they?
Yeah, we think management fees and expenses are sort of the Darth Vader of retirement planning because they really eat into your final return. So check out this example. We've got two people who are saving $100 a month. They do it regularly for 40 years and get a 10% return. That's pretty good, right? So the first person has a 2% management fee. Well, after 40 years, they're going to come out with $335,000 in their retirement account. That's pretty good. But investor number two is going to have a management fee of only 0.4%, and their return is going to be $522,000. That's almost $190,000 of additional savings just by keeping an eye on your expenses. So again, expenses really important issue when it comes to long-term retirement savings. Okay, so for those of you who have started early, seen the value of compound interest, and avoided those fees, we've got one more secret retirement planning strategy we wanted to tell you about.
And that is to delay when you start getting your Social Security payments. See, most people don't know this or even take advantage of it, but For every year that you put off getting your Social Security, SSA will bump up your starting payments by 6% to 8%. So let's say you could start getting it at 62 and you'd get $750 a month if you started then. If you waited until 66, you'd get about $1,000 a month instead. And if you waited all the way until age 70, you could be getting over $1,300 a month. So this is super important, and check out the attached SSA retirement calculator for more info.
Is that the same shirt you were wearing a second ago?
No, management fees just stole it straight off my back.
Huh.
Hey, guess I'm gonna do sweatshirt. Well, anyways, so smart retirement takes a lot more financial tools, and especially for people with disabilities. So for more info on those tools and retirement, go to www.wid.org/equity.
Thanks, you guys.